Hey everyone, today we're diving into a pretty intense case about insurance fraud, specifically the story of James Wilson.
It's a wild ride that really opens your eyes to how deep fraud can run in the insurance sector and, why it's super important for all of us to understand what's at stake. So, let's get into it. So, insurance fraud, right? It's a big deal. Basically, it's when someone deceives an insurance company to gain benefits they're not entitled to. This can really mess things up for everyone involved, including honest policyholders.
Think about it. When fraud happens, it drives up costs for everyone and undermines trust in the whole system. Now, let's talk about James Wilson. This guy was the mastermind behind a pretty elaborate scheme, and he didn't act alone.
He had accomplices and a whole network backing him up, which is just shocking. I mean, how does someone get to the point where they're willing to defraud insurance companies like this? Wilson's plan was pretty sneaky.
He misrepresented applicants' health and wealth, which is a huge red flag. He managed to snag over 30 life insurance policies, and the total death benefits over $20 million.
Can you imagine? That's a staggering amount of money, and it really makes you wonder how many lives were affected by his actions. To pull this off, Wilson and his crew used some seriously shady tactics to conceal their activities.
They even included money laundering in their scheme, which is, a whole other layer of deceit. It's just mind-boggling how far they went to hide what they were doing. Eventually, the truth came out, and the jury convicted Wilson.
The charges against him were serious, and it really highlights the legal repercussions of insurance fraud. It's not just a slap on the wrist, it comes with real consequences, and that's something everyone should take seriously. That the implications of this case go beyond just Wilson. It raises bigger questions about the insurance industry as a whole and how fraud impacts policyholders.
It's a reminder that we all need to stay vigilant and promote ethical practices in insurance. It's not just about protecting ourselves, it's about protecting our communities.
Reflecting on this case, I can't help but feel a mix of anger and sadness. It's frustrating to think about how one person's greed can hurt so many others. But it also makes me grateful for the systems in place that eventually caught him.
It's a reminder that while there are bad apples out there, there are also dedicated people working hard to uphold integrity in the industry.
So, what can we take away from this? First off, it's crucial to be aware of these types of fraud schemes, not just for ourselves, but also for our friends and family. If something seems off, don't hesitate to speak up.
Reporting suspicious activities can make a difference, a real difference.
And, if you enjoyed this discussion or found it insightful, please hit that subscribe button, give a thumbs up, and drop a comment below about your thoughts on insurance fraud.
Let's keep this conversation going. In the end, while this case is heavy and, honestly, a bit depressing, it's also a chance for us to reflect on our own behaviors and the importance of transparency in our lives.
We can all play a part in creating a more honest environment, whether it's in insurance or any other aspect of life. Let's embrace authenticity and look out for one another. Thanks for listening, and take care.